times I've been feeling lonely. Pop me perks, all got an oldie. It's only with me, nobody can. It's only with me, nobody can clone me. Everybody.
The worst Gooner deaths ever. Paint nerd.
The asphyxiation gooning incident. On June 14, 1994, a 38-year-old man left his small home in Asheville, North Carolina, telling his family he was going for an evening walk to clear his mind. He often visited a wooded area behind a local park when he wanted privacy, and the route was familiar enough that no one thought much of it. Clad in casual outdoor clothing and carrying a small backpack, he walked into the tree line just before sunset, disappearing into the dense, quiet forest.
Okay.
As daylight faded, he ventured farther off the main path than usual, eventually stopping in a secluded clearing about 50 yards from the trail. He set down his backpack, removed several personal items, and began preparing an arrangement using a rope
Preparing for the gooning sesh.
tied between two sturdy trees. The setup appeared practiced, done with deliberate care, suggesting this was not the first time he had been in this spot.
Not
or
his
engaged
first
in
time
this ritual.
gooning.
As night deepened, the man engaged in a sequence that involved controlled pressure
Oh,
and suspended
nah.
positioning. At some point during the process, however, he shifted.
What the fuck am I watching? Okay, no, y'all, today's the gooning day.
His weight incorrectly
Today we're goon maxing.
or misjudged the timing. The rope system, meant to allow controlled release, failed to do so once he lost consciousness. The moment he blacked out, his body became completely unsupported. Without the ability to adjust himself or break free, he remained suspended in a kneeling position, slumped forward and unable to breathe. Hours passed, and the forest remained quiet and undisturbed. The next afternoon, on June 15th, a group of hikers walked along the same trail, taking advantage of the warm weather. About half an hour into the hike, one of them noticed something odd. When they moved closer and saw the unmoving posture of the kneeling figure, they realized something was wrong. They immediately called 911.
What the fuck?
When paramedics arrived, they confirmed he had been dead for many hours. Investigators recognized the pattern as a classic case of accidental death during a private high-risk
Classic case of accident. Classic chat.
solitary act of gooning. The Goonside incident on January 8th, 2025.
There's no way that's not classic in any way. Is that really that? So how many, we need the statistics of how many people have choked themselves to death for gooning.
A 27-year-old man named Nautica Malone drove his sedan into the drive-thru.
And do they bust a nut at the same time? Like, are they like, oh my god, it's my last breath, and they're like, or like, I should make fun of it, but like, bro, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Lane of Bikini Beans Coffee in Tempe,
I'm
Arizona,
so
just
confused.
after 7 a.m. He had left home unusually early that morning, according to his family, saying he needed fresh air and a change of scenery. As he approached the service window, a barista preparing for the morning rush noticed him rolling forward at a slow, measured pace. When he reached the window, she greeted him, expecting a routine order. But within seconds, she realized Nautica had no pants on. She pulled out her phone.
Oh, nah, I remember this. We saw this. Also, yeah, I know about that surge, but like, oh no, actually I don't know about that, because I know about the part where, like, when you choke somebody, normally you're not supposed to like actually do it. So like, yeah, them niggas is probably something psychological.
And began recording the encounter, capturing the man's quiet, vacant expression as he sat behind the wheel. The video lasted only a few seconds before the car eased forward and exited the lane. The clip was shared privately at first, circulating among co-workers, but by late afternoon it had been forwarded again and again until someone uploaded it to social media. Within hours, it was widely circulating across multiple platforms, gathering captions, jokes, and commentary. Over the next 2 days, Malone withdrew from friends and family. According to relatives, he stayed mostly in his room, leaving only briefly to pick up mail or get water. He ignored calls from co-workers, disabled several of his social media accounts, and stopped responding to messages. His brother later told reporters that the shame and public attention seemed to overwhelm him almost instantly. And on the morning of January 11th, Malone left home quietly. He drove west toward Goodyear, Arizona, taking a long, looping route along the highway, avoiding busier exits. At some point during the drive, he called his brother, but the call went unanswered. When the brother returned the call minutes later, it rang without response. Just after 3 p.m., a passerby walking through a quiet parking area near a small business park noticed a black sedan parked at an odd angle beneath a tree. The engine was off, and the driver inside appeared completely still. The passerby approached slowly and tapped on the window, but there was no movement. Alarmed, they dialed 911 and reported an unresponsive person in a vehicle. Police and paramedics arrived within minutes. After forcing the door open, responders
not even gonna make fun of this one. This one's not funny. On some serious shit. Rest in peace, bro. But also, you shouldn't be gooning in public. Like, that's just a basic rule, bro. There's a reason why we lock our doors when we live at our parents' house trying to goon and shit.
Malone had died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, with the estimated time of death several hours earlier. A firearm was recovered inside the vehicle. On his phone, officers found a short message addressed to his family, written earlier that morning, apologizing for the pain he felt he had caused them. The falling Gooner incident. On March 18, 2011, a 32-year-old man returned to his small Milwaukee studio apartment after a long work shift. He dropped his keys on the counter,
Milwaukee.
turned on his TV for background noise, and headed straight for the bathroom. A few minutes later, he decided he wanted to goon. He brought a small...
these folk? Whoop-de-doo, we beat them.
Hello officer, there's a man beneath a tree and he's naked. Naked? Yes, maked.
stool from the living room and placed it beside the bathtub. He propped his phone upright against a shampoo bottle, playing a video he wanted to goon to. Based on the coroner's office reconstruction, he climbed onto the small stool so he could goon in a certain position, but the stool wasn't stable on the slippery bathroom.
Oh no!
While he was in action, the stool suddenly slid out from under him. He lost his...
No, that's actually the worst thing that could... Oh, bro, yo, why are you gooning on a fucking stool? What are you doing? Sit down. How is this real? You can't even make this shit up. Yeah, no, like, bro, there's not even, like, it's not like you're nutting on somebody or some shit. Like, what the fuck is he doing? What is your goal? You're trying to, like, join the sperm shooting Olympics or something? I don't get it.
Balance instantly. He fell backward, hitting his head hard on the edge of the bathtub, and was knocked unconscious immediately. With no one else in the apartment to help him, he stayed on the floor without ever waking up. When he didn't show up for work the next morning, his co-workers requested a welfare check. The landlord entered the apartment and found the scene unchanged.
Crazy good co-workers. What the hell?
The phone still playing, the stool overturned, and the man lying on the bathroom floor where he had fallen. Paramedics were called to the scene and they confirmed
he was on the hub for sure. The phone was still playing, guys. That's that autoplay. He had that because the hub had the autoplay before a lot of shit. Or is this modern? If this is modern, this is even worse.
He had died from a head injury caused by the fall.
Of Gooner,
the latter incident on June 11th.
See what I'm saying, guys? Stop gooning. You need to stop gooning. Comment down below if you goon or not.
2019, a 38-year-old man in rural Oregon carried an aluminum ladder behind his house and placed it against a tall pine tree at the edge of his property. He often climbed the tree to get cell reception, and neighbors later reported that he had a habit of spending long periods alone outdoors. That afternoon, he set up the ladder in a secluded spot and climbed roughly 15 feet up, settling on a sturdy branch. He began engaging in gooning while seated on the branch, believing he was out of sight and in complete solitude. As the minutes passed, he shifted his...
In the tree, bro! Why are we seeing this? What the fuck? No, this video's hilarious. This video's hilarious. Whoever this YouTuber is, make sure you go subscribe. What's his name again? Paint Nerd. Make sure you go subscribe, bro. Hilarious. Phenomenal.
Wait repeatedly, bracing his foot against the tree trunk while using the other to maintain balance.
Yeah, KFC, what's up? By the way, how you doing today? Also, let me know, bro. Let me know.
The branch beneath him was stable, but the ladder he had climbed was not properly secured. At some point during his activity, his movement caused the ladder to tilt backward. Startled, he reached instinctively toward it, losing his balance on the branch in the process. Within seconds, he tumbled together with the ladder down the slope beneath the tree,
ridiculous.
striking
You
the ground
deserve it at
chest
that
first.
point.
A hiker on a near...
You're doing too much. You're doing way too much. Brother, there's a reason why, like, I don't know, not too many babies are made in the fucking sky. Like, I don't fucking know, like, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't understand. Why are you doing the most?
Nearby trail
And you're
heard the
alone.
crash
It's not
and
like there's a
discovered him
girl with
unconscious
you.
beside the flattened ladder. Emergency services were called immediately, but despite resuscitation efforts, he was pronounced dead at the scene from blunt force trauma to the thorax, including multiple fractured ribs and cardiac injury. During the investigation, police found his phone, open browser tabs, and physical evidence confirming he had been engaging in solitary sexual activity moments before the fall. The D-Cut incident. On July 14th,
everybody listen to this story. I feel like a lot of y'all niggas might make this mistake. I never heard of it, but it's probably going to be some crazy shit that y'all niggas do. I don't know. Y'all niggas seem like the type of niggas to do that.
2016, a 45-year-old man returned to his small apartment in Eastern Europe after a day of running errands. He set down his bags, turned on a small radio for background noise, and made his way to the bedroom. He retrieved a homemade metal device he had been experimenting with and brought it to the bed, arranging it carefully for use. Based on investigators' reconstruction, he attempted to use the device while sitting on the edge of the bed. The device was unstable, and one of the metal parts suddenly snapped under pressure. The broken piece caused a deep cut to his groin. He tried to stop the bleeding, but the wound was severe and involved a major blood vessel. Alone in the apartment, he was unable to get help or call emergency services. Within minutes, he lost consciousness due to rapid blood loss. When he didn't respond to friends who visited later that evening, a welfare check was requested.
My eyes are tearing up This is, yeah, I don't know. That
And we beat these folk. Woo-de-doo, we beat them.
I'm sitting as straight as I can. What do you guys want from me, okay? What do you guys want from me, nigga? Don't buy flashlights, folks. Stick to your hands. Type shit. Do a handstand. No.
Authorities entered the apartment and found the scene unchanged, the device broken, and the man lying unconscious on the bed where he had been attempting to use the device. Paramedics confirmed that he had died from hemorrhagic shock caused by the laceration, the obsessed Gooner incident. On October 14th, 2020, a 33-year-old man woke up in his small apartment in the city. His nights had become sleepless, spent scrolling
This
through
is
videos
crazy.
and live
This
streams
is
of
a
a
crazy
single adult
video.
performer he believed was secretly communicating with him. To him, every post, every glance at the camera was a coded message meant only for him. Investigators later found that he had stopped going to work, cut of his friends and family, and had isolated himself almost entirely. Notes, screenshots, and printed messages littered his apartment, all meticulously annotated with interpretations of the performer's signals. Over time, his fixation had escalated. He convinced himself that he needed to meet her in person to prove
Okay, nah, this person is just weird.
his loyalty. That morning, he packed a backpack with essentials, including a handwritten letter
He's
and
not
several
regular.
printed screenshots, and left his apartment. He traveled by public transit to the city where he believed she was filming, following directions pieced together from interviews and online posts. For hours, he wandered near the area, checking security cameras and rehearsing what he would say. He refused to contact anyone for help, believing that any interference would ruin everything. As evening approached, he attempted to climb a fire escape to get a closer look at the studio where he believed she was working. Surveillance footage later
Is
showed
he-
him
no,
pause
he's a
midway,
psychopath.
hesitate, then lose
No, he's definitely a psychopath.
his footing. Emergency responders arrived too late. He was already dead. The medical examiner ruled the death an accidental fall, noting that exhaustion, sleep deprivation,
That was so anticlimactic. What the fuck?
and distraction from obsessive fixation had contributed to his
'Cause
fall.
chat sent
Law
it in.
enforcement later confirmed that the adult performer had no knowledge of his existence, had never communicated with him, and played no role in the accident.
Oh, okay, Serge. Thank you. Also, yo, W video. Make sure you sub up. And wait, we gotta do an outro, guys. Hold on. Thanks for watching, and make sure you follow the Twitch.